we want to give Kyrie Irving some love. He's had not a good season, a great season. Over his last 6 specifically, he's averaging 36.3 points per game, 7.8 assists. Right now, he's played in 38 of 49 games. That's including a 5-game suspension. That'd be a bit roughly on pace for 64 games played, the most he would have in a season since 2019. If you take that suspension out, assume he's available, he's on basically a roughly 70 games played pace, which he hasn't done since, I think, 2017. So he's been available. That's been the biggest thing. But 27 a game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, great shooting numbers. He's been amazing of late in the fourth quarter. This is a great stat right here. He had 21 in the fourth versus the Knicks on Saturday. It's the 4th time Kyrie Irving has scored 20 points or more in the fourth quarter this season. That is tied for the most by any player in a season over the last 25 years.
That's nuts.
Nuts. He's averaging 16 in the fourth over his last 6 games. The last player to do that, actually the only player to do that, 16 a game over 6 games in the fourth quarter, Kobe. The last player to do that over the last 25 years.
Keeping them alive.
Yeah, and this is partly what makes they're the second best clutch team in the NBA. This is what makes them so dangerous, I think, in the playoffs. It's because they have, we're not even talking about Kevin, but they have 2 closers. They're 19-7 in clutch games this year. All the noise and all the drama that we've had around Kyrie, like everybody shouted a lot of things. I had to talk about it. I talked about it on First Take a bunch. Whether that was the incident that happened earlier with the tweet, the trade request, Nash getting fired. Like, I've spent his lack of availability last year. I've spent a ton of time talking about Kyrie Irving. Let's give him some credit. Kyrie has been available. It's been drama-free since he came back from suspension, and he's played his ass off.
And I don't think anybody disputes how talented this guy is.
No one has ever disputed that.
That's also, I think maybe you could speak to this obviously more than I can, but that feels like he feels like the kind of guy that if you ask a player, like there's a reason why like Kevin raves about his skill set, and this is one of the best players of all time raving about him, is like he can do things with the ball in his hand that nobody else in the world can do.
There's a handful of guys that are just different. And if you wanted to just go watch a basketball masterclass, like Kyrie's in that group. He's in that group. What he does on a basketball court is beautiful. And he's doing it at a high level right now. Let's give him the credit he deserves for that. If you want to watch the rest of the episode, check out The Old Man of the Three Things, available exclusively on Amazon Music.